Do you know that when you're giving, you're activating your inner joy, your inner Sukha? Because what you give, you shall receive multiplied. It's the law of cause and effect. This is SavaniSis. We're here to activate your Sukha, your inner joy. Stay tuned for more. So Kashmir, what's all this law of giving about? Well, when you give freely, happily, genuinely, graciously, you shall receive more multiplied. Whether you believe it or not, it operates. It's part of the law of cause and effect.
What you reap, you sow. What you do unto others, you do to yourself.
And you might have heard it in many scriptures as well. So the law of giving actually does exist. So we want to talk about why give. Now we'll go more into how to give later on in this video. So why do we give? Well, it's a magical process. You will receive in ways that you could not have imagined. So you might have given something to someone and you may not get that exact same thing back, but you'll receive something in a different way from something or someone else. The second thing is,
it will bring you inner joy and release the inner ecstasy that lives within you always.
Oh, wow.
Yes,
That's
wowza.
amazing. The third thing is, we release and let go of fear, lack, and wanting. Fourth thing is,
it promotes energy flow.
And what do we mean by energy flow? What we mean is that you're in flow, in tune with the universe. You're in tune with the law of cause and effect that operates throughout the entire universe. And so you're in much more flow when you're giving and receiving back. Now this is a bonus why you should give. Think about this. It shows you what you have that you weren't aware of. What does that mean? Well, think about it. If you have kindness in you and you show that kindness by giving a compliment, to being kind to someone, you're giving something that you weren't aware that you had until you do it. You're showing yourself that this is what you have inside of you to give. And now this gives you a little clue onto what we're going to move on to next. How to give.
So the first thing people think when it comes to giving is giving money
or giving a present.
But actually you can give in so many ways. Like you can give by giving a smile, a compliment, opening the door for someone.
Your time, your presence. So if someone's speaking to you, you can be fully present with them. You can give them your time. That's also giving.
Talking to others as you would like to be talked to, and talking about others in a positive way as you would like others to talk about you as well.
And you know, you can also give by just sending positive, kind, loving or healing thoughts to someone. Doesn't matter where in the world they are, the fact that you're thinking of them in a beautiful, compassionate, kind, loving way, that's also giving.
Helping someone out with a task or activity.
So if somebody needs help to move house and you help them out and you're not expecting anything back as such, then that's giving. So giving can be in so many different ways. Do you know, I didn't even think about this, but giving can also be when you're sharing information with someone. When you've read an inspiring book and you're sharing that knowledge with somebody else, you are giving because you're wanting to inspire others as well. You're wanting to make other people feel happy. And holding book clubs like we do, right? We hold book clubs where we read transformational books to help people change their lives. And so that's giving. Holding mastermind groups. We've talked about mastermind groups in our videos, and that's also giving. So holding meditation groups, anything that you're doing and you're facilitating a discussion, you are giving in that way as well. The second way to give is to give happily, to give graciously, to give freely. Why is that important? Well, it's the energy behind the giving that's most important. Somebody could be giving you lots of things, but they may be very bitter or angry inside because they're thinking, is she going to give me back that thing that I also gave as well? Am I going to get something back from her? So when you give and you're expecting something back from someone, the energy behind that is negative, and so that doesn't work with the laws of the universe, the law of giving. The law of giving is when you give happily, freely and graciously, and you don't expect anything back from that particular person, but it's okay to expect something back from the universe, but you just leave it up to the universe. Whatever happens, you might receive something back weeks or months or even years later after you've given something. You don't know how it's going to show up for you, but all you know is that when you receive, you're thankful because you know at some point in your life you did give to someone, whether it was your time or a smile or a compliment or an activity or money or a thing. Doesn't matter what it is, you have given something to someone else without expecting something back from that person. The third thing is be spontaneous. You know, when you give, you don't have to plan it. Right, today I'm gonna give something to someone and make it very regimented, because then you're not giving from the heart. So spontaneous is when you really feel from the heart, you know, I want to give this person a compliment. I just think they're so wonderful, or their hair looks lovely, or they've got a beautiful smile. Whatever it is, be spontaneous with your giving. The fourth thing is learn to receive graciously. This is so important.
That's when you're in harmony with the law. The fifth thing is don't force your giving on somebody else, because they might not be ready to receive what you're trying to give. So it's like that saying, let's say you want to help someone, right? Because you're like, oh, they're like down in the dumps and I know all this positive information and knowledge, I need to lift them up, I need to help them, right? A lot of people in the personal growth and spiritual growth will just want to help people. So what happens is sometimes they inflict their help on people that aren't even ready to receive.
Yeah.
So there's a saying that goes, don't try to make a pig sing, because you annoy the pig and you waste your time. It's, you know, when
I like that one.
Yeah. It's like when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. You know, when that person is ready to be helped, they'll be more than happy to graciously accept your help. They'll be like, oh my God, thank you so much. I really needed to hear this. I needed this information, this advice. But there's some people that are just not ready to receive.
Yeah, so just respect that person's wishes, because everyone has free will, so everyone can decide what they want. Yeah. And so that was a really important point, Kashmir. Thank you for sharing that one. The fifth thing is when you give, you don't want someone to be dependent on you, because making someone dependent on you if you're giving disempowers them. It actually says, in other words, you're not powerful enough to be able to rise up. You are dependent on me and I'm the one to fix you. So it's so important that when you find that you're giving to somebody, or giving to a particular community, or giving in a particular way where you feel like that person or that group of people are becoming dependent on you, then that's important to acknowledge that and just make sure that that's not going to, you actually have to stop giving in those circumstances, because you want to empower those people to say, you can do this. You have it in you. Everyone has got it in them to do it, or to rise above whatever situation that they're in.
So the last thing is, when you're feeling depressed, when you're feeling low, haven't you noticed that it's hard to give? You find it's so much effort to try and give at that moment. But you can always do voluntary work. I see a lot of people doing this. If they're bored, if they're lonely, if they're feeling low, what they end up doing is innately they feel the need and urge to do voluntary work. And that's their form of giving. And as soon as they start their voluntary job or voluntary work, they actually feel so much better.
So that's another benefit of giving, because the attention is off from yourself and all your problems or issues, and you're out there helping other people. So voluntary work is a great way to get yourself up. But also, if you want to get into that mode of giving, it is important to look after your Sukha, your inner joy, and make sure that you work on getting your emotions up, because you're more likely to want to give when you are in a good state. But most of all, out of all of this, what you can give, which is the most beautiful thing, is your unconditional love without exception.
Yes. So I hope that was a cute little inspiration for you. Remember to hit the like button and the subscribe button.
The reason why we say hit the like and subscribe is because YouTube works on algorithms, and so we could be speaking to nobody right now, or we could be speaking to a huge group of people. So just hit the like and subscribe, because that just helps with our algorithms and helps us reach more people, right? And that's what we want to do. We want to activate Sukha, your inner joy.
Stay tuned for the next video. Bye for now.